Today we celebrate the feast of the Most Holy Trinity, a mystery of our faith. One of the mysteries is, why are there three persons in one God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit? Well, we're not going to unpack all the mysteries of that question and others in this homily today, but we can draw some reasonable conclusions from the gospel reading and church teaching. In John's gospel, we hear Jesus explaining to his disciples that the Holy Spirit will descend upon them. It's a short gospel, 5 sentences. And Jesus explains to them that the Spirit will speak the truth, and the Spirit will glorify Jesus, and the Spirit will declare on behalf of the Father. So we have all three persons of the Holy Trinity mentioned in today's gospel. So what conclusion can we draw from this? Well, we know that God is love, and we know that there are three persons in one God. So what that tells us is that love is relational. In fact, most everything in our life involves one type of relationship or another. In our homes, our families, workplaces, neighborhoods, church community, virtually everything involves other people. And I don't think it's an exaggeration to say virtually everything gets done through people. So certainly one takeaway from the gospel is that love is relational, and that comports with our real life experience that virtually everything gets done in life through other people. So that invites us to consider, what are the hallmarks of a healthy relationship with other people? And I think there are 3 virtues that we can identify as being signs of a healthy relationship with someone else. And that's holiness, giftedness, and wisdom. Holiness, we should realize, is not confined to the Holy Trinity. We are all made in the image and likeness of God, so we are intrinsically good. We are God-bearers, in a sense. Not in the sense of Mary, but we are in God's image and likeness, and we have a divine spark within us. And we know where 2 or more are gathered in His name, God is present. God is holy. So when we interact with other people, holiness is not only a potential, but should be a reality. A second characteristic of a healthy relationship is giftedness. We all bring different gifts to any type of relationship or interaction. Even God, if we think about it. God the Father is the Creator. God the Son, the Redeemer. God the Holy Spirit, the Sanctifier. So when we interact with others at work, at home, most any type of relationship, we have something to offer, but so do other people. That's the brilliance of diversity, and having people from different backgrounds and experiences come together to work on a common goal. And the third virtue that characterizes a good relationship is wisdom. There is a collective wisdom when people get together. We have 12 jurors in a criminal case in Ohio, and some people think that's because of the 12 apostles. But another reason certainly is because there's collective wisdom when you get a group of people together. I know sometimes when I'm talking with young people or considering something, I don't understand the language. And they'll say, oh, well, this is what that means. Oh, thank you very much. And maybe I can bring some insight to them, but we don't often communicate well, especially among generations. And George Bernard Shaw put it well when he said, the biggest single problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. But when we get different people together, communication should be enhanced and wisdom should emerge. Now, all of this is well and good, but it really doesn't tell us how to be effective when we interact with other people. What's the ingredient, or what are the ingredients to have a group of people work effectively? Well, it turns out we can look to the business world. And one of the most successful corporations in the world, Google, commissioned a study starting in 2012. They called it Project Aristotle. And Google had over 100 groups of people, all of them brilliant, all of them high achievers, all of them wanting to succeed. But what they discovered is some groups soared while others stumbled. And they wanted to figure out what was it that distinguished the groups who were effective from those who were not. And they came to two findings that were dispositive and indicative of the groups that were successful. The successful groups, first of all, allowed everyone to participate. Each person in the group was encouraged to speak. And when someone was talking, no one else would interrupt or talk over that person. Again, because we have these gifts, we must share them. And when a group of people get together and different people make different contributions, invariably the result is good. But we have to encourage people to participate and speak up. It creates a psychologically safe environment. People want to contribute, they will contribute. They feel respected, they feel empowered. Those groups work. The second finding of Project Aristotle was that the groups that were highly effective cared about one another. They empathized. So if we truly care about each other, not just respect, but really love one another, success is bound to happen because people feel like they want to give their best. They feel encouraged. They feel loved. And one striking example involved a man by the name of Matt Sakaguchi. He was in one of these groups at Google, and he was kind of quiet. And one of the other members noticed it and said, "Matt, you seem distant today. Are you okay?" And then Matt opened up and disclosed that he had stage 4 kidney cancer and not long to live. But Matt said that he felt empowered by the group. It was life-giving to him. And he wanted to spend time at work because this gave meaning to his life. And as you can imagine, that group bonded, was highly successful, exceeded expectations. Why? Because they cared for one another. They empathized with each other. Now, these findings of Project Aristotle really mirror what we know from church teaching. Turning again to the Holy Trinity. In today's gospel, we hear that the Holy Spirit will glorify Jesus. And Jesus continually prays to the Father. And the Father has declared his Son beloved. There is respect, there is love among the different persons of the Blessed Trinity. And if you think about it, isn't it really amazing that one of the biggest corporations in the world spent years of study and millions of dollars to come to the realization that it's really important to follow the teaching of the Bible? So this short gospel really offers us a lot. We're reminded that love is relational. And that should come as no surprise because we have lots of relationships and virtually everything in life is done through other people. And good relations are characterized by holiness, giftedness, and wisdom, especially when we encourage others to speak up and participate, we respect them, and when we care about them and empathize with them. So this gospel offers us lessons in life, love, and salvation. What more could we ask for?